Now we'll be moving on to the common GS questions. So one of the candidates will have to... Okay, Shashank can move out. I'll be asking the same set of questions to both of them, and we'll be listening to the answers. Okay, from now on, I can be interrupting the answers because the questions are not from the candidates, and if I find something factually incorrect, I'll interrupt. Yeah, so the first question is, as a General Secretary Sports Affairs, what will be your prime area of concern? Let me finish the question properly. Prime area of concern का मतलब है, it could be a particular sport. For example, I want to promote football or basketball. It could be a particular community. For example, I want to promote sports into freshmen or PGs or something. Or it could be a particular element of sports. For example, I want to increase competitions or something. So what is your prime area of concern?
So my prime area of concern is the conduction and the working of council. If my council is working well, I can promote any event, anywhere, anytime.
Okay. The second question is, competitions are an integral part of sports. And this year, as you know, we have not performed up to the mark in the Inter-IIT Sports Meet. How would you, what problems did you find this year, and how would you ensure that next year IIT Bombay performs to its best?
See, basically, there was numerous problems, so I'll start stating. First was the natural factor, that is rain. So that was causing the delaying the practice of field events. Then the hiring of coaches was due to administration reason was late, so we were not able to hire coaches. Plus, I think the meeting amongst the meeting of the council with the students was less. We were not interacting with the current Inter-IIT players. We were not going and asking their problems. So there was an interaction gap between the council and the students who were playing for Inter-IIT. And I think these are the problems that was the reason of losing Inter-IIT.
And what would you do to basically?
The administration part. So I'll start since last year a new procedure was introduced. So I don't think that another procedure will introduce. So the time that that procedure took won't be taking this year. The natural factor, I still think I cannot do much on the grounds, but we are having roof structure coming up, so that will probably be solving much problems. The last part is the interaction with the council. So I am actually.
Time's up. Okay. Thank you, Devansh. Okay, Shashank, I'll be asking you the same questions as I asked Devansh. My first question is, as a General Secretary Sports Affairs, what will be your prime area of concern? Let me finish. It could be a particular sport. For example, I want to improve football or cricket. It could be a particular community. For example, I want to promote sports amongst freshmen or PGs. Or it could be a particular element of sport. For example, I want to increase competitions or I want to increase learning programs. So what do you think, according to you, is your prime area of concern?
My prime area of concern is have distributed governance. Currently, there's a central system, institute secretary hota hai, institute council hota hai, that controls all events in the institute, all institute events. What I'm doing is introducing club into sports. So we'll have more events and the load will be divided among the councils, among different clubs. So this will result in basically round the year involvement of people in their sport, whether it be beginners, whether it be intermediate, whether it be an advanced player.
Okay. My next question is, competitions are an integral part of sports, and as you know, this year we did not perform up to the mark in the Inter-IIT Sports Meet. So how would you ensure that IIT Bombay performs up to its mark this year in the Inter-IIT Sports Meet when we are hosting the tournament?
Okay. So what I'm doing this year is, as you mentioned, I'm hiring coaches. Coaches will be there for different periods of time. Summers ke liye we're hiring interns. For the semester, we're hiring different coaches and physiotherapists too. Nutrition ke liye, the major issue I believe for sports person in the institute is that food quality is not up to the mark. So nutritionists will help in that. Also, the Quest, Inter-IIT Gold Quest will be launched. It is an organized effort to win Inter-IIT Gold. I'll put all my efforts towards this.
Okay, thanks. The next part will be questions raised by the general body, the questions asked through the online form to Shashank and Devansh respectively. So we have chosen 2 questions from the online form. So I'll be first asking Devansh. Okay. It's regarding the ladder system. You plan to introduce the ladder system for all racket sports. Do you know what problems have been faced in the tennis ladder that had been introduced last year, and how do you plan to counter them?
See, the problem what I know that was the fair play of result. People play among themselves and the result was it was not assured that the result they were saying was correct. So what I believe is that it is a self-regulated system. I think I trust the players and I believe that people will give fair play from the next time. And if a player is involving in this mistakes again and again, we will be removing him from the ladder.
Okay, so you were saying that people who are not involved in fair play will be removed from the ladder. Okay. The other question will be, equipment donation is fine, but who would want to exchange their equipment. They can surely lend it, but it is not feasible on a large scale if you need equipments with short period of time. So what you need to explain here is what exactly is your exchange system, and yeah, exactly.
So basically, it's an online portal where people can donate their equipments. So we'll be having different tabs where people will click and their information will come, where rooms, numbers, so that like an SSA drive, we will do equipment donation drive and we'll collect equipments from the student. Then we will making a list of the equipments what are available at the time, and on a particular date, at a particular slot time, we'll be opening that online portal so that people can come and claim on first come first basis.
Okay, but the question was actually, do you want to promote exchange of equipment between students or used equipment? That is the question.
Yeah, I think this exchange, what interpretation of exchange is the passing out student who are leaving IIT. I want their equipments to give away to the students who are coming in IIT and the general students of IIT Bombay.
Okay, Shashank's questions. The first question is, how can you push the construction process, since it is government work? There are points in your manifesto where you've written, I'll push this, I'll push that, which has already been approved and it is government's work. So how can you fasten the government's work basically?
So basically, you might be talking about the push for completion of SAC Phase 2. So this is a pledge of effort. Keeping this as a top point in my infrastructure section is showing my priority for this. This is priority number 1 because we have inter-IT this year. So this is my pledge of effort that the major effort towards infrastructure development from my side will be to frequent offices, to frequent directors, or to frequent DD's office, to frequent dean's office for this reason.
Okay, so you will basically increase the number of man hours basically. Okay. The second question is, the club system to us feels like an increase in the number of PORs. Also, the organizing team, that is the club head and the conveners, could increase elitism in sports. How do you justify this?
You might be thinking about a closed club. These are not closed clubs. These are open clubs. These are open for membership throughout the year. What these will affect, the positives clearly outweigh the negatives. Cult May, you can see the system what exists right now. There are so many events. There are many big events throughout the semester. So this is what I'm trying to bring into sports. What you're talking about, increase the number of POs.
You need to answer about the elitism part.
Yeah. Elitism, that is what I said. Closed club nahi hai. These are open clubs, open for membership.
Okay, and increasing the number
of POs. Because there are many people who are involved in that sports, who want to work towards that sport, but they're not given the chance because there is only one secretary at the institute. If there are many people who are interested in the improvement of football, for example, football structure in the institute, but he's not given a chance to do that because there's only one secretary. So what I'm doing is distributing governance.
Okay. Thank you, Shashank. Okay, now we'll be moving to history check questions. One question will be asked to each of the candidates. I'll first move on to Devansh. Regarding the transparency in the cases of money handling, you being the UG nominee, it was your responsibility, but there were cases wherein people were not satisfied with the transparency. How do you propose to work on this during your tenure?
But I think there was conduction issue. If the council was delaying in handling the money, see, we were not able.
There was a lot of money handling throughout the council.
And I think we were not able to manage that money. So what I'll be doing, I'll be managing a portal where people can put their money, and from the mass account that money will be deducted, and then they can get it back.
Okay, the question was, what will the next UG nominee do in this case? Because the UG nominee admin is responsible for accounts.
So he will be handling that portal.
Okay.
He will be looking what are the accounts, what are incoming and outgoing.
Okay, that's it. Shashank, I have a question for Shashank also. There was an incident during the lawn tennis GC, which was similar to the table tennis GC, wherein there was a trade-off between sportsman spirit and strategy, and you chose the latter. You chose the strategy. So how do you propose to tackle such situations during your tenure if you get elected?
What happened in that GC was unfortunate for sports. It was because of the rule that was set.
Can you explain what exactly happened and how are you going to accommodate it next year?
Okay, so it has been already accommodated this year. Yeah, it has already been accommodated this year by the change of GC structure. What happened earlier was that even in TTGC, what happened was that teams who could have won against the other opponent lost because they had a better chance of winning getting more points in the GC. The similar thing happened in lawn tennis GC and also during inter-IT. So what the new thing that I'll propose is to change the structure of GC so that these events cannot happen, which has already been done this year because of these two events. At that point, I was a player of Hostel 7. I played for my hostel. Every GC is for cultivating sportsman spirit, but at the end, it is the spirit to wins. So that is what my aim was during that GC, during that match.
That's it. Okay, so now I'll be giving opportunity to both the candidates one by one to say the last few words. You have 2 minutes each to say last few words to people. Devansh first.
IIT Bombay sports culture is quite rich. If you talk about its infrastructure facilities or about the events, it's quite rich. But still there are some lack in the conduction, like information exchange, knowledge about sports. So I think IIT Bombay needs a representative who not only knows about the details of the information of the event, but also have the capability and the motivation. So I believe that I am the person who has the capability and motivation to become the General Secretary and serve you all as your General Secretary in the upcoming year. Thank you.
Okay, Shashank.
Throughout my involvement in sports scene at IIT Bombay, I've been involved in multiple sports across different tournaments. And what I've found in the system is some flaws and some strengths. What I'm trying to do through my manifesto is consolidate those strong points and smoothen out the edges. This is what I found in the last 3 years. I've developed my manifesto with a vision to increase participation across events. There are also many points on accountability and information dissemination among the people. My ultimate goal is to have increased participation, as well as I hope you'll help me in achieving my goal and join me in my passion for sports. So I urge you to take an informed decision. Thank you.
Thank you, the general body. Thank you all.